Always make sure you check the surface. Even though I'm going to put that wear ring on there, I'm going to go ahead and sand that down with a little emery cloth, because I don't want any problems when I'm using the seal installer to put it all back. Anyway, got the mating surface all cleaned up. Make sure it's all completely clean. I got the oil ports plugged up again just to make sure that we don't get any contaminants into the oil system, because this is going right into the oil pump here. So all right, there's those mating surfaces that you're supposed to have. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Supposed to put a dab of sealant right in these corners here. It's where the upper oil pan meets the block, and as you can see, it says be careful because you might pull the seal out, but no, there's nothing there to pull out. So anyway, gotta make sure I put some RTV on there and start putting it all back together. Oh, I did want to mention, I went out to local hardware store, Home Depot, and it recommends that you get, and these are just lag bolts, regular lag bolts. I think these are 90 millimeter. They are number 8 by 1.25, and I cut the heads off of them. And the purpose of these is to put them in there, and you use it as a guide for the gasket. Because it says if you don't, that you risk leaving, risk getting oil. I guess the gasket will move on you, and you risk getting coolant mixed with your oil, and I really don't feel like doing this again. So I'm gonna follow the instructions. If at all, when all fails, follow the instructions. But these here will serve as guides so the gasket can sit properly, and then I'll slide the new timing cover on, the new front cover on over the guides. Okay guys, just a little something that'll help me out anyway, is I went ahead and just threw a little mark, L for long, make sure all the long bolts go in there. Long bolts also have these long dungs, the long passages, you know, but just to be safe when I get it on there, I don't want to be messing around. When I want to get that that sealant pressed into place, I'm going to put 2 little dollops, 1 dollop each on each side there of sealant, and get that on there. Then it calls to get the gears for the oil pump on, which are right here. Lubricate them with engine oil first, then I'm going to fit those on there. Then I'll fit the oil pump housing over the top of it. The short bolts for the oil pump housing are tightened up to 16 foot-pounds. The long bolts are 23 foot-pounds. And then I'll tighten the rest of the front cover at 23 foot-pounds. All of them are 10 millimeter. Sealant is in. That's where it's supposed to seal. I'm not in the way. I'll try to keep looking back, make sure I'm not in the way. Like that. Calls to loosely install the bolts. Just gonna get them a little bit snug. All right, so now it's time to tighten down the the oil pump housing bolts. The new ones that came with the cover are marked in blue, so I'll know those are the ones for 16 foot-pounds. The long bolts, which are the other ones, go to 23 foot-pounds. Then it goes to tighten up the rest of the bolts on the front cover to 23 foot-pounds. This is a new torque wrench, so I'm going to go back over everything with 23. Go back over the long ones, the 23, and then I'll use this torque wrench for the bolts on the front cover. Work my way kind of towards from the inside and work out just to make sure that the front cover seats properly. 23 foot-pounds, 10 millimeters, all of them. There it is. All right, I got to run and pick up another gasket for the water pump. So I'm going to pause it here. You know what? I think I'm going to install that front seal right now while I'm at it. All right, before I start installing the front main seal, I want to give a quick shout out to Diesel Tech Ron. Rest in peace. His videos have helped me tremendously in working on this thing, including the partial body lift, to removing the turbo when I did the oil cooler change out. And I also got the idea from one of his videos to get the front seal installer from Freedom Racing. You can see he's got it there on his video. I'll put a link to it on the bottom of this one. To use the proper tools to install the parts in this engine correctly. You can see how far it's already torn down. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to, you know, use a piece of PVC or something to try and pound this in. Also, it's this, the new seal comes with the wear ring, which I will be installing with this tool. If you get the tool from Freedom Racing, you know you got to put the inner part in first. I'll show you how to put that there on the crank. And then this is a 24 millimeter bolt to force the ring and the seal in at the same time. The Allen bolts that hold the guide to the crank are 10 millimeter hex head. So just a quick thank you and rest in peace, Diesel Tech Ron, man. You helped me tremendously, and I'll think of him every time I pick up this tool. All right. the tool is made to fit the guide pin, as you can see in there. Here's the hole for the guide pin, so it only, it only goes on one way. And just the way Diesel Tech Ron does in this video, I'm going to just get them snug so it seats properly. Then I'm going to back out a little bit just to give it a chance, a little bit of play to get that, make sure that ring goes on there properly. One thing I didn't show, I've already gone over this with that emery cloth. I don't know if you can tell it's cleaner, but I got rid of that burr here on the bottom. Also, just like Diesel Tech Ron said, I'm going to make sure I put some blue Loctite on the inside of this to make sure that it seals and it locks well on the crankshaft. Just enough to get it a good coat on there. All right. Nice. Oh yeah, okay, slides right over there. Bearing and the seal installer. 24mm to seat the gasket. Like butter. Of course, I wish I hadn't said that, but anyway. That's it. Once it bottoms out, you're good to go. Wow. Nice. Okay, so I overdid it a little bit with the blue Loctite, but I just want to make sure that I got that wear ring on there and that that wear ring seals properly. Tell you what. Clean that up. You can see that wear ring on there. It's put in there perfectly. The gasket is perfectly flush. Outstanding. Golly. So hopefully we'll have some leak-free operation now. Not only do we have the wearing properly installed on the crankshaft, but got a new gasket, and you can see here, well, we got a new gasket, And you can see, well, at least I can see, right here where I put that bead of sealant, and it's spread out well. So to make sure there's a seal, perfect seal between the front cover, the upper oil pan gasket, the upper oil pan, and the block. Looks good. I'm gonna run, and I gotta get a new gasket for the water pump. Put the water pump on, accessory belts. Again, I'm not gonna take a chance. I'm gonna cut out early today because I need to go to Ford tomorrow and get 4 new bolts for the crankshaft pulley. Tried to look for some literature, and everything I saw tells me that you have to replace those bolts. So I'm not going to take a chance. After going through all this, I'm not going to take a chance. One thing I did do that I cut out, I'm not sure if some of you guys saw that this bolt here, man, it felt like it was going to strip. So I pulled it out, cleaned it up, put it back, and I did actually torque this one down. I did torque it down to the 23 foot-pounds. So just in case some of you guys caught that. But man, I'll tell you what, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with this tool. Freedom Racing. Ha. Anyway, that's what that crank is supposed to look like with that wear ring on there. Unbelievable. Okay, guys. Time to finish up the video. I'm gonna let you know I made a huge mistake. Was huge. I'm about to start another project. Actually, I started another project, started another video. So I started trying to delete out some of the old scenes from my camera, and I didn't realize till I finished up this editing that I actually deleted probably the last 2 hours of the front cover, and which basically was just reassembling the whole front end, all the coolers and whatnot. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to put a link. If it's not up here in this corner, it'll be right over here in this corner. And part 1 will show the disassembly of the front end of the rig, and you know, you can check it out, but it's pretty straightforward. You know, everything just goes right back on the way it came off. Remember to use that 48 millimeter. Remember that the fan clutch is a reverse thread. So when you get it started, you're gonna go lefty-tighty. Remember that. That's pretty much it. It's real straightforward, guys. Apologize for blowing it, but it's pretty straightforward. So please drop a comment below. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to have some more videos coming up soon. Editing takes a long time, guys. I really admire these guys that are full-time YouTubers. I'm going to have some more videos coming up with this thing because I know there's not that many that I've found that deal with the problems that we run into. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.